Buffalo Bill took 7 women.
희대의 범죄자 버펄로 빌을 사살하면서 체포한 FBI 수습요원 클라리스.
You were still a trainee when you stopped Buffalo Bill from skinning and killing more women.
He skinned 6. I saved 1, Catherine.
그가 마지막 타겟인 캐서린을 가둬두었을 때 그녀가 집으로 쳐들어가 구해내는데 성공하면서 본인의 의지와는 상관없이 유명세를 타게 되었죠.
Can't seem to let you go.
그로부터 1년 후 그녀는 정신적 트라우마에 시달렸고 이를 극복하기 위해 정신과 상담을 받고 있었는데
Okay, Clarice, I'm going to tell you what I see. I see an agent who's buried herself in the basement of the behavioral sciences unit and rarely sees the light. I see an agent who seems to be adopting the families of murdered women but hasn't seen her own family in years. These things make me think this agent needs to be out of rotation until she can heal from PTSD of the most egregious kind.
임무를 위해 급하게 워싱턴으로 출장을 가게 됩니다.
This request comes from Ruth Martin, the Attorney General of the United States of America. Doctor, I have orders to get her to Washington. It's an urgent matter and Starling is needed right now.
그곳에서 만나게 된 법무부 장관 루스 마틴.
Hello, Clarice. 2 dead women floated down the Anacostia River. Killer. Hell yes, I do. Not having this again.
그녀는 클라리스가 버펄로 빌로부터 구해낸 캐서린의 엄마이기도 하죠.
You weren't ready to go into that house and pull my child out of that murderous pit, but you did it. You saved my little girl.
이번에도 연쇄적인 범죄가 벌어지고
To convene a violent crimes task force so that no family ever goes through what ours did. Charges Paul Krendler. You are now a special agent of the VICAP.
반장인 폴 크랜들러의 지시 아래 강력범죄 체포 프로그램 전담반 특수요원으로 임명되지만
Paul Krendler will meet you on the scene with the VICAP team. It's time to come out of hiding, Starling.
You know why you're here, Starling? You're Ruth Martin's drop of honey for the cameras. We do evidence. Not it's a full moon and I've got a feeling. You'll keep quiet until I tell you, and then you will say what I tell you.
폴은 그녀에게 냉담한 태도를 보이고
And for the record, I think you got lucky when you caught Bill.
트라우마로 인해 이번 사건을 막고 싶지 않았던 그녀는 더더욱 사기가 떨어지는데
Stab wounds, bite marks. Looks like a serial guy to me. The other one's in the drainage gate.
I need to do a full examination of her wounds and build a BSU profile before determining if it's a serial killer.
Another one at the drainage gate. 2 bodies, same MO. I want to get this guy before he does it again.
심지어 둘은 사건을 수사하는 방식도 달랐기에 서로 잘 맞지 않습니다.
Okay, Starling. Go. Make us believe in your behavioral science like I believe in them. Esquivel's our army sniper guy. Tripati's our library. Clark's our lie detector.
Bite marks are shallow. And it's strange, the wounds are so well spaced. None of them kiss. There's no intimacy here, no frenzy. True psychopath, we'd still be looking. And he'd have to know they'd float. A true sociopath, they wouldn't have left their faces.
You saying it's not a crazy guy? I mean, who else does this?
그녀는 단순히 지금 본 사체만으로 연쇄 범죄라고 단정짓기 어렵다고 판단했으나
Saying I don't know if I can be definitive yet. Like it's too controlled, too sane.
Falls right into the legal definition of serial killing. None of this, I don't know. The wounds don't kiss stuff in front of
Sir.
you. You're equivocating, therefore unreliable.
Sir, I'm saying I need more time to make an assessment.
We don't have time. Ruth Martin wants the public inflamed and the press on her side. Now I have to play her game. And so do you.
폴과 장관 루스 마틴은 자극적인 언론 보도를 위해 이를 연쇄 범죄라고 단정 지어버리죠.
Another Bill, a serial killer.
Agent Starling.
It meets the legal criteria.
Is this another madman?
Is this a serial killer?
Yes.
워싱턴에 있는 동안 증거관리 담당이자 친구인 아델리아의 집에서 지내게 된 클라리스.
Nothing in common demographic.
그녀는 아델리아와 함께 수사를 진행하면 할수록 범인이 미치광이가 아니라 그렇게 보이도록 애썼다고 생각하게 됩니다.
And he wants us to think he's on fire. Desperately random. Ardelia, this guy is cold as hell.
그녀의 생각에 아무도 동의하지 않았으나 같은 팀원인 에스키벨만이 그럴 수도 있다는 생각을 하고
I come from military. I never worked a serial case before. But some of the stuff you said at the scene, it made sense to me. Hey, we're on the same team here. This place needs a house cleaning. You gotta trust somebody sometime.
클라리스와 함께 이번 사건 첫 번째 타겟 여성의 남편을 만나러 가죠.
She did most of the housework. Care of the baby.
남편은 그녀가 자폐증을 앓는 첫째와 아직 갓난아기인 둘째를 키우고 있었고
He has something called autism.
적극적이며 활발한 성격이라고 진술합니다.
Was your wife active like that?
Yeah, she always tried.
두 번째 타겟 여성의 딸을 만나러 간 그들은 자신들을 보고 도망가는 그녀를 잡아내죠.
I'm not a connection. We're not here for that. We're here to tell you your mother's passed away.
Who's watching your kid, Casey, huh? Your mother took custody of him when he went to Brockbridge.
Place for freaky kids who have to be fed through a tube. Got him into that learning place. Call the place.
그녀를 통해 그녀의 아이, 즉 두 번째 타겟 여성의 손자 또한 장애를 갖고 있다는 사실을 알게 됩니다. 이로써 두 타겟 여성의 집에는 장애를 가진 아이가 있다는 공통점을 발견하는데
Later, another body. Same wounds, same everything.
이를 반장인 폴에게 전달하기도 전에 새로운 사체가 발견되며 현장으로 출동하게 되지만
Esquivel, you with us. Starling, you stay here on the desk.
클라리스는 사무실이나 지키게 되죠. 이때 장관인 루스 마틴이 전화하라는 쪽지를 남긴 것을 보고 전화를 하는데
It's Clarice Starling, ma'am. I had a message. Catherine. Catherine?
알고 보니 이는 그녀의 딸이자 클라리스가 구했던 캐서린의 전화번호였고
I didn't know how else to get you to call me back. I've been calling you.
그들은 오랜만에 통화를 하게 됩니다.
Because I remind you of him. Is it you can't look at me?
사실 클라리스는 트라우마로 인해 캐서린을 피하고 있었는데 그녀와 이야기하자 예전의 기억이 다시 떠오르기 시작하죠.
Sometimes I don't know if I dreamed it.
FBI! You're safe!
That was a lie.
I'll never be safe. Neither will you.
Can you sleep?
Or do moths wake you up?
이때 현장에 나갔던 에스키벨은 클라리스에게 연락해 이번 타겟 여성 또한 장애를 가진 아이가 있다는 사실을 알려줍니다.
Maybe something caused it.
Caused all of it.
다시 첫 번째 타겟 여성의 집을 찾아간 클라리스.
Not calm, Mr. Bird.
When Angie gets migraines.
그녀가 심한 편두통을 앓았으며 임상시험에 참여했다는 사실을 알게 되죠.
She was in a trial for migraines. But a lot of the kids of those women turned out to be messed up in different ways. Angie wanted to reach out to them.
Rebecca Clark Sherman's a reporter at the Herald.
그러다 모든 타겟 여성들의 공통점이 임상시험에 참여했던 사람들이자 내부 고발자라는 결론을 내게 됩니다.
Bird said his wife was reaching out to the others. They're all breaking the quiet. They're all whistleblowers.
그들이 고발을 위해 연락했던 기자 리베카의 집으로 향한 그들.
That Jeep doesn't have any plates.
What?
그러다 번호판이 없는 차를 발견하고
Smoke it all the way to the butt. Pinch it dead. This is how the Special Forces guys field strip their cigarettes. They definitely don't make wounds that kiss.
이상한 느낌의 총을 꺼내든 뒤 집 안으로 들어가 보죠. 리베카는 피해를 입은 채 욕조에 널브러져 있었고 미처 집을 빠져나가지 못한 용의자가 에스키벨에게 달려듭니다. 그들의 싸움에 클라리스가 뛰어들어 결투를 벌이는데 결국 용의자를 잡는 데 성공하죠.
You're gonna tell me who paid you to kill those three women.
You have no idea what this is.
그에게 누가 시켜서 이런 짓을 하냐고 물어본 클라리스.
Get me a deal.
그러자 용의자는 거래를 요구합니다.
Explain yourself.
He was contracted to kill Rebecca Clark Sherman to make it look like a suicide so we wouldn't connect it to the others. He was paid to clean up after some kind of clinical trial. Those women were whistleblowers and Clark Sherman was going to tell their story. He wants a deal, sir.
이 모든 사실을 반장인 폴에게 전달하지만 그녀의 모든 의견은 묵살당하면서
You will go to the press and you will tell them that these murders were the work of a serial.
또다시 기자회견에서 연쇄 범죄라고 말하라는 지시를 받죠.
Why are you so unwilling to consider that?
Of course I'm considering. It's put the lives of my team on the line based on the feelings of a junior agent who consistently presumes she knows better.
그러나 그녀는 이번엔 참지 않고 폴의 말을 무시한 채 자신이 하고 싶은 이야기를 다 해버립니다.
I grew up in Kenmore County, West Virginia. When I was about 8 years old, a member of the school board tried to ban some books. I was just a kid, but I went to my pastor and I asked him, whose stories are worth telling? Is it worth hearing? And he said, never let anyone decide that for you. Tonight, thanks to the Metro Police and the VICAP task force, we got the guy. And they were not random victims of a serial killer. They died trying to tell a story.
Clarice, you ID the serial killer to us. What's his name?
Angela Bird, Tess Lottie, Sandra Bishop, and Rebecca Clark Sherman. Their names are more important.
다음 날 포위전이 벌어지고 있는 동부 지역으로 가게 된 클라리스. 그곳은 루커스 노백이 지휘하는 민병대와 연방 요원들이 대치하고 있는 상태였고 요원 하나가 총을 맞으면서 그 범인을 찾아야 하는 상황이었지만
Statesman shot an ATF agent serving a search warrant. We want the weapons, we want the shooter, we want to make it home.
전날 기자회견에서 지시를 따르지 않았다는 이유로 클라리스는 이번 임무에서 제외되는데
I want to be clear. When we get back to Washington, I'm going to formally request your transfer off of VICAP.
심지어 폴은 그녀를 정금 보내기로 결정했다고 하죠.
You went wildly off script at the press conference. The only reason you're here is because I don't trust you out of my sight. If you can't follow orders, you're going to get somebody killed today.
민병대가 포위하고 있는 건물 안에는 어린아이가 없다고 했으나 그녀가 아이 하나를 발견하고
Please!
Is that a kid?
There's a kid in the house.
He ran into the farmhouse, sir.
Changes things.
때마침 루커스 노백은 그녀와 대화를 하고 싶다고 합니다.
He wants to talk, but only to her.
Okay, are we good?
If you get in trouble in there, look for us. Let us know where you are. We'll be there. 5 minutes to get into position, okay?
그와의 대화를 위해 직접 민병대의 건물 안으로 들어가는 클라리스.
I don't wanna play.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Buffalo Bill was a man who breaks my heart, actually. Thinking somebody would care for him if he was different.
사건을 위한 질문을 던질 때마다 그는 트라우마를 건드리며 교묘하게 답을 피해가고
Someone in your life could have used someone like me.
My brother.
Mama, is that Daddy's cat? What happened to Daddy?
Tell your brothers and sisters to wash up and come to the table.
May I please use the restroom?
이로 인해 그녀의 정신이 무너지기 시작하죠.
Don't.
Was on the roof to start raising hell.
일부러 지붕에서 소동을 벌인 그는 충격적인
Hostiles on the roof.
Prowling up ATF.
Who fired?
One of ours misfired.
Novak said he'll negotiate, but only with local law enforcement.
Hold fire! Hold fire!
지역 보안관이 오면 협상을 하겠다고 말합니다. 그렇게 협상을 끌어낸 클라리스는 풀려나지만
What are you doing?
나가지 않고 다시 건물 안으로 들어가는데 그 안에서 노백이 지역 보안관에게 여자를 바치고 있다는 증거를 발견하죠.
Hey, you gotta get out of here.
그리고 우연히 만난 아이에게 도와달라는 의미로 주의를 끌기 위해 요원에게 총을 쏜 것이 자신이라는 말을 듣게 됩니다.
Shoot the ATF agent?
Didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted someone to come.
알고 보니 그들은 서로 대립하는 척하지만 여자를 매매하면서 상생하는 관계였고
I don't know. Once they have someone in custody, they'll pull the hell out. Get rid of the feds. I'll find out.
Maggie, she's a good girl. She keep quiet.
이번 사건으로 FBI까지 출동하자 그들을 철수시키기 위해 아무나 범인으로 내세워 체포하도록 유도하죠. 장관 루스 마틴을 비롯한 클라리스의 팀원들은 이 사실을 모두 알게 되지만 지역 보안관의 힘이 세다는 것을 이유로 루스 마틴은 철수하라고 지시하고
Starling, where the hell are you?
Rowan and Novak are operating in prostitution. Novak deliberately escalated things to get Rowan in because he knew Rowan would get him out.
폴은 명령을 따를 수밖에 없습니다.
We have her in custody. We're pulling out. That's from the AG. I'm out of moves on this side.
Who confessed, Maggie? She's lying. They made her confess. I have evidence video about the prostitution. I can make Novak give it up. Give them both up. Sir, I need your authorization.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. Use your best judgment. Get back here ASAP. Command out.
그러나 클라리스는 자신이 그들을 자백시키겠다며 폴에게 허락을 요청하고 그는 무전기가 고장났다는 말과 함께 암묵적으로 허락을 내리죠.
You pull her out now.
I can't. Her HT's off.
다시 노백을 찾아간 그녀는 보안관이었던 아빠의 이야기를 하면서
My daddy, he was a sheriff. He died before I left home for good. He was someone who picked on folks weaker than them. There's one thing my daddy couldn't stand.
I dedicated my life to helping my girls. It makes me feel like your daddy felt, I guess.
You're not getting it. Sheriff Rowan, he has that kind of walk. Other men remind me of my daddy. That kind of power.
그를 유도하는 데 성공합니다.
Ain't nothing without me. Beats me, Johns. I pay him.
Come on, Lucas. Everyone says that Rowan is the big dog.
Rowan needs to believe that. Damn courthouse girl.
She did it.
At all those nitwits down in government, Jefferson Cotton, McGeary.
She got every crook in the courthouse.
Lucas Novak, you were under arrest for violations of the Mann Act. We have you on tape operating a prostitution ring.
위험한 상황이 되었을 때
Escobar.
Please, sir, please let me go.
I thought you'd have a little more fight in you than that.
You have no idea.
그녀의 뒤를 봐주고 있던 에스키벨이 그를 쏴버리면서 위험에서 벗어나죠. 장관 루스 마틴은 지역 보안관을 기소하지 않는 대신 사직 처리하고 후에 있을 법적 공방에서 증인으로 내세우기로 합니다.
Even with the tape?
Welcome to the world, Clarice. A long game. Getting rid of dozens of dirty cops, and in 6 months, Rowan will turn state's witness. I'm taking this as a win. You should too. Earlier today, Agent Crenler requested I transfer. He withdrew the request.
반장인 폴은 원래 클라리스를 정금 보내려고 했으나 요청을 철회하면서 팀원으로서 인정하려는 조짐을 보이죠.
You spoke of your father. I'm so sorry.
My father was a lawman, shot on duty.
또한 팀원을 믿지 않았던 그녀도 에스키벨을 믿게 되면서 그들의 관계가 더욱 두터워지기 시작합니다.
We all did.
한편 이번 사건에서 겨우 살아난 리베카에게 증언을 요청하지만
We're interviewing your attacker tomorrow. We need your testimony, Rebecca. But the only thing connecting him to the murders of Angela, Tess, and Sandra is you. Those women need your testimony.
그녀는 보복이 두려워 증언하지 못하죠.
Whoever hired him, put them in custody, and I will testify.
이번엔 반대로 용의자를 찾아가 신문하는 클라리스.
Told Special Agent Starling you wanted a deal.
I didn't kill anybody. I never told you I wanted a deal. I'm a handyman. I was fixing a lady's dishwasher when a bunch of feds burst in. No warrant, guns drawn.
그러나 갑자기 그는 태도를 바꾸어 자신은 아무것도 하지 않았다고 진술하고
Why suddenly back out of a deal and still waive the right to see your lawyer?
Still hoping he can walk on though. We got him pretty good on Rebecca. He's got no idea what we have on a 3 whistleblower one.
He goes mum, we go mum. He wants to know what we know.
Get a full dental impression we can match the victim's bite marks and a blood sample for DNA.
Martin's calling for you.
Okay.
장관 루스 마틴이 범죄에 관한 법안을 빠르게 통과시켜야 할 일이 생기면서
Today we're reviewing the DOJ budget.
Personal task force within the FBI. Some are saying the BICAP team is just drumming up headlines.
I assume you're talking about the Violent Criminal Apprehension Unit. You have 3 daughters, Llewellyn. Do you really believe that that every mother wouldn't give everything to spare their child? That? Imagine someone out there field dressing one of them like a deer. I just hope we don't become a society that sits idly by.
그를 연쇄 범인으로 몰아야 할 이유가 생겨버립니다.
I'm gonna look like the nation's top hysterical mom chasing boogeymen, which is why we need to convict one right now.
Might take a while.
We don't have a while. If I'm out of a job, I don't know what's next for either of us. If I go by Capgoes.
He wants to close for serial murder today.
그들은 새로운 방법으로 그를 신문하기로 하고
You break the 10 Commandments for a living, you have to come up with your own rules. Carl Willig might have a strict moral code. Rebecca said he wouldn't look at her when she was undressed, and he would not look at me when I touched his mouth.
We'll lead with the goad him hard. Escobar, how's your bad cop? It's Special Agent Escobar.
Carl, let me ask you something. Laugh at you. I had to give those bitches.
All right, Escobar.
Look, man, I was there. Special forces. You rape women during your time in the military? You're a damn disgrace. Who gives you the right?
All right, hey.
I need to listen to this.
그의 도덕 원칙을 건드리지만
You got no evidence at all. Take your deal up your ass. Because I didn't kill anybody. I don't need your deal.
제대로 먹혀들지 않죠.
Starling?
Can I help you?
Welligs is here too. It's labeled.
The sandwiches, though.
그러던 중 증거관리 담당인 친구 아델리아가 용의자의 치열과 목숨을 빼앗긴 사람들의 몸에서 발견된 입자국이 다르다는 이야기를 해줍니다.
I grabbed your lab results and your hitman's teeth are no match at all for the bite marks on the victims.
Any DNA evidence?
None. There's no foreign cells around the bite marks, no saliva, no blood, nothing to...
미궁에 빠져버린 사건.
It means something to him that you're both snipers. I could see that. Think you might go back in there?
조사를 위해 같은 저격수인 에스키벨을 이용해 신문하는데
He's right. It got out of hand. That was,
You have a mission.
we see each other at a bar or anywhere else. We're brothers.
효과가 있는 듯 보였고
Anyway, I kind of miss it, you know? Permission.
Man, your commanding officer must have loved you. The whole thing is compromised.
Compromise.
Mr. Wellick's lawyer is here.
때마침 변호사가 도착했다고 하자
I don't want a lawyer. I told you I don't need one.
His voice just pitched higher.
I don't need one.
용의자는 흔들리는 모습을 보이죠.
Can I get your bar number? You know, standard protocol.
Can you come with me? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
그러나 변호사는 갑작스럽게 도망쳐버립니다.
What the hell?
What is that?
The standard dental teaching model. One is a perfect match to the victim's bite marks. That's why there's no saliva, no DNA.
이때 아델리아는 교육용 치아 모형이 목숨을 빼앗긴 사람들의 몸에서 발견된 입자국과 일치한다는 사실을 발견하고
Someone to make it look like a crazy guy. He did it the only way he could.
I don't like this. This is deep and dark, Clarice.
이로써 미치광이 범인으로 보이고 싶어 했다는 것을 확신하면서 뒤에 흑막이 있음을 단언합니다.
Problem is, the AG wants a serial killer.
하지만 용의자는 장관 루스 마틴이 원하는 대로 연쇄 범죄자처럼 보일 준비가 된 상태였고
The AG wants what she wants.
반장인 폴은 이대로 사건을 종결시키려고 하는데
He didn't bite them. He just made it look like he did. Ardelia Matt found these. They are a perfect match to the victim's wounds. Carwellig is not a serial killer. He's a part of something much bigger. I can get a confession.
클라리스가 자신이 자백을 받아내겠다면서 그를 신문할 수 있도록 허락받죠.
We believe an assassin was sent here to kill you today. I understand we need to keep you safe. Witsec for everything about who hired you to kill. I think whoever hired you told you to bite the women. You didn't want to do that. You were not going to do that. Follow your orders. Desecration. That's another thing. Not to these women. This is what you use to make the bite marks in their skin.
Maybe the straightest shooter in here.
We're going to protect you, but tell us who it was.
자백을 받아내기 직전
I've never worked with him before. I'm always in and out and it's done. Clean. But these guys wanted details. Bite marks.
Who is them?
I only got a number. I didn't get a name. I didn't know who they were. I never knew they were.
그는 갑자기 쓰러지더니 그대로 숨을 거둬버립니다.
I don't have a pulse. You said you saw the lawyer leave the building. Lock down the building now. Wellick's is here too. It's labeled.
알고 보니 그가 마셨던 음료수에 무엇인가 들어있었죠.
This one. He was not with Baltimore PD. Sergeant said he's never seen him before. He is not a cop.
The cop closer. Lawyer was a Trojan horse to distract us.
They brought us those damn sandwiches and I took that soda right in.
리베카 또한 위험하다고 생각한 클라리스는
Clark Sherman. If they got to Wellig, they might be going after her.
Go.
그녀가 치료받고 있는 센터로 달려가지만 그녀는 이미 떠난 뒤였습니다.
Looks like she left town, but I don't know.
The lab found something on the can. Methyl iodide. It's an industrial chemical found in pesticides.
Pharmaceuticals.
But you were right to stay on this conspiracy track. Let's see where it goes.
How does a suspect get murdered in an FBI field office? How does this happen?
그들의 산하 아래 용의자가 세상을 떠났다는 사실 때문에 조사를 받게 된 클라리스의 팀원들.
In charge has appointed me to sort out.
반장인 폴과 라이벌 관계인 허먼은 그들을 면담하면서
Tony, don't be a dick. You and Krenla came up together. Why are you making such a meal of it?
폴을 해고시키고 팀을 무너뜨리려는 계획을 갖고 있는데
5 minutes into the investigation, he's already moved into your office. Herman's had it out for Vicap ever since we were announced.
Wellick died in our home on our watch. We've earned the heat. We can take it.
심지어 친구 아델리아를 시켜 그들을 조사하고 감시하도록 지시하죠.
I'm investigating VICAP. Herman ordered me to find out who authorized the hitman's entry into the bill. Told him it had to be by the book or to count me out.
Oh, thanks.
It's not for you. It's for me. See this through. This is the first time Herman's even said my name since I got put on cold cases instead of field work in his division.
그 과정에서 허먼은 유명한 스타 요원이자 뛰어난 능력을 갖고 있는 클라리스를 자신의 팀으로 영입하려 하고
I want you to know that the Bureau is proud that you're here. Protect you. We're not going to let you go down in flames with Krendler. You work cases the way you like, the right way. You know, there's a version of this where you come work with me at violent crimes.
홀은 자신은 신경 쓰지 말라며 클라리스 본인과 팀원을 위한 결정을 내리라고 합니다.
Been hard on you since you joined VICAP, not because you found Bill before we did. I did. But because when you found him, no one knew where you were. You could have died. Other agents could have died looking for you.
Sir.
We were at Quantico together, Herman and I. I got a lot of opportunities that he didn't.
So now he's trying to destroy VICAP?
I'm sure he offered you an out. Take our best agents for his squad. Maybe I am out. Maybe you'll help Herman get me out. Make your decision, but make it about the team. Take care of your own.
한편 이렇게 가만히 있을 수 없던 그들은
Found the uniform that the fake cop ditched.
I can run that down.
Okay, and I'll ride with Starling.
진범을 찾기 위해 직접 발로 뛰기 시작합니다.
Copy lady showed me. Trash bin. Rebecca was looking for a Dr. Marilyn Felker, who was the lead physician at the Lockyer Labs clinical trials the whistleblowers were in.
그러던 중 리베카가 임상시험을 감독했던 메릴린 펠커 박사를 찾고 있었다는 사실을 알게 되지만
Okay, so you're certain that Dr. Marilyn Felker's medical license was revoked 5 years ago.
그녀는 5년 전 의사 면허가 취소됐었죠.
Hi. I got a message saying that you're looking for Marilyn Felker. I'm her sister Luann Felker.
메릴린 펠커 박사를 찾던 그들은 혼수 상태 환자들을 돌보는 그녀의 쌍둥이 자매를 만나게 되고
I take care of patients who are, well, in comas. Do you have any idea where she might be? Last I heard she was running a trial in Ghana.
그녀 또한 박사의 생사를 모른다는 말을 듣습니다.
But if you do, can you please let me know, okay?
This guy. Our phony cop swiped the uniform from the dry cleaners, and then he went ahead and used the ATM.
Phony address with a phony driver's license to Mike Diaz died in 76, of course, but still managed to open a bank account last week.
또한 용의자의 음료수에 화학물질을 넣었던 가짜 경관의 가명과 가상 계좌 등의 정보를 알아낸 그들.
Wellig's killer was using the alias Mike Diaz. There was a payment from a shell company that belongs to Marilyn Felker, the doctor who oversaw the clinical trials that the whistleblowers were in. We pulled an address for Felker.
Stop. I told you we can't talk about this.
And I can't give it to Herman because he's just going to jam it up and use it to make Krendler look bad.
What are you doing? Stop. And if anyone knew you tried to feed me these names, it would all go up in smoke.
클라리스는 이 모든 정보를 아델리아에게 전달하지만 흑인이라는 이유로 사무실에 박혀 증거 관리만 맡아서 했던 그녀가 허먼의 주도로 드디어 현장에 나갈 기회를 얻었기에 뒤에서 정보를 주고받았다는 사실로 일이 틀어질까 걱정이 되어 이를 거부하죠.
I love you. Who do you think you're talking to? I have to go.
하지만 그녀가 가짜 경관에 대해 열심히 조사해 업무를 완수했음에도 불구하고 허먼은 그녀의 노고를 인정해주지 않았습니다.
Give all your notes and evidence to Eddie. He'll wrap it up.
This is my case. I put all this together.
We're taking VICAP down, and the Bureau won't forget it.
한편 메릴린 펠커 박사의 집에 방문한 클라리스 팀원들.
This one's crooked. Everything else is ordered.
그곳에서 이번 사건에서 목숨을 빼앗긴 3명의 사람들과 리베카의 이름이 적힌 쪽지를 발견하고
It's the women Wellig killed. And Rebecca Clark Sherman.
Methyl iodide, the chemical neurotoxin used to kill Wellig.
Just like that, huh?
너무 쉽게 용의자 음료수에서 발견된 화학물질까지 찾아내는데
That was Clark. We gotta head back. We're shutting down VICAP. Krendler's out.
이때 폴이 해고되고 팀이 분해되었다는 소식을 듣게 되죠.
Krendler changed the logs. He took the hit for logging in the cops.
But I logged it. It wasn't him, it was me.
Hey, he's gone down alone.
According to the coroner, Wellig died of a stroke.
그러나 용의자의 사인이 자연사인 뇌졸중으로 조작되면서
But it wasn't a stroke.
Who did this?
Someone with a lot of juice.
폴의 해고와 팀의 분해는 없던 일로 되지만
Means VICAP's off the hook. So that's good. So how come the autopsy says natural causes? I thought Wellig was a little young for a stroke.
We both know he was poisoned.
He fussed with logs earlier to protect Esquivel.
You're asking if it's me that changed the coroner's report. They were setting up Esquivel to take the fall. Didn't have anything to do with that. Someone else got to the coroner. Someone with power. Then I have no idea.
이 뒤에 거대한 흑막의 존재함을 다시 한번 느끼게 됩니다.
Someone wants us to stop looking at these murders. Then whoever changed that report also had the reach to walk through our door and kill a protected suspect with a can of soda. And we are in the dark.
혼자 조사를 진행하던 클라리스. 메릴린 펠커 박사의 쌍둥이 자매가 떠올라 그녀를 찾아가고
Luann?
Agent Starling, it's usually just me here, so you gave me a little hot. Excuse me, I have to change out an IV. I'll be right back.
그녀가 돌보는 환자들을 살피던 중 메릴린 펠커로 보이는 한 여성을 발견하는데 그러다 갑작스럽게 공격을 당하고 말죠. 알고 보니 그녀는 쌍둥이 자매가 아닌 메릴린 펠커 박사였고 실제 쌍둥이 자매는 병실에 누워 있었죠.
You're Marilyn, and she's Luann.
메릴린 박사는 누군가와 통화하며 자신과 쌍둥이 자매는 이 일에서 빼달라고 하지만
Me and Luann now. That was always the deal. But you need to get us out.
누군지 알 수 없는 흑막은 기자인 리베카의 위치와 FBI가 알고 있는 게 어디까지인지 정보를 빼오라고 합니다.
Order Rebecca Clark Sherman.
Where is she? We're still looking for her.
클라리스에게 고통을 주며 정보를 캐내려는 메릴린 박사.
We can keep doing this a very long time.
그러나 이 방법은 먹혀들지 않고
They planted it, Marilyn. You're not someone to leave poison under your sink.
No, I'm not.
They used you for the Lockyer clinical trials. They are setting you up, and they always dump the girls.
오히려 그녀가 메릴린 박사를 위로하는가 싶었으나
Were you ill as a child? Got a little hitch in your step when you walk?
Sepsis. Guillain-Barré syndrome was the side effect.
I see how hard it's been for you.
이는 여기서 탈출하기 위한 방법이었지만 실패로 돌아가고 말죠.
Won't be able to speak or move for a little while, but at least you'll be alive.
클라리스가 사라지자 그녀를 찾기 위해 모인 팀원들과 아델리아는 그녀와 메릴린 박사가 있는 병동까지 오게 되지만 클라리스를 발견하지 못하고 가버립니다. 다시 의식을 찾은 클라리스.
It's natural for parents to resent a sick child. You are an invalid.
Invalid? No.
Forgetting for a long time. They forgot you. Whoever you're doing all this for is dumping you too, but you're too desperate to see it. So damn lonely. It is pathetic.
그녀는 메릴린 박사 몰래 움직이지 않는 하반신을 이끌고 도망치려고 하는데 이때 만난 의문의 남자가 그녀를 공격하죠.
Metro PD found Starling's car.
한편 폴까지 등장해 클라리스를 찾기 위해 노력하는데 그녀의 차가 메릴린 박사가 있는 병동 근처에 세워져 있다는 정보를 얻고 다시 병동으로 향합니다.
She says they found evidence in my house.
Stop talking.
이때 클라리스는 의문의 남자와 메릴린 박사가 대화하는 걸 들으며 무의식 속으로 빠지게 되고
Where's the incinerator?
The basement.
그곳에서 아빠를 마주하게 되죠.
That scary thing is waiting for all of us, Clarice. Sometimes that scary thing is the only way to survive.
무의식과 싸우던 그녀는 소각장으로 가게 될 위기에 처하는데
Taking you to the incinerator.
때마침 움직이지 않던 하반신의 감각이 돌아오면서 도망갈 기회를 얻게 됩니다.
I do it. She's dead. Now save her life.
하지만 버펄로 빌의 트라우마와 무의식으로 인해 정신을 못 차리던 그녀는 다행히 팀원들과 아델리아를 만나 위기를 벗어나죠.
She knows everything. There was a man. I couldn't see his face.
이때 쌍둥이 자매를 살리려고 고군분투하던 메릴린 박사는 체포하려는 팀원들과 마주치고 자매가 살아난 것을 확인한 뒤 스스로 목숨을 끊어버립니다. 클라리스는 자신이 마주했던 남자의 얼굴을 기억하려 하지만 떠오르지 않고
You dug in and held on to a piece of him. He can't hide. He's there under your nails.
대신 그의 손을 꽉 쥐었던 탓의 손톱 밑에 그의 피부 흔적이 남아있어 DNA를 검출해 누군지 밝혀내기로 하죠.
His DNA.
그리고 그날의 기억을 떠올리기 위해 최면수를 이용하는데
Marilyn's behind me.
과거의 트라우마와 뒤죽박죽 섞여 남자의 얼굴을 떠올리는데 실패합니다.
How does it feel to be so beautiful?
한편 DNA 감식 결과가 나왔다는 소식을 들은 클라리스.
DNA results came back from your fingernails. Inconclusive.
그러나 감식 불가라는 뜻밖의 결과가 나오고
Admin leave?
We experience trauma in the field.
현장에서 트라우마를 겪은 그녀는 2주 동안 휴가를 받게 되죠.
If we don't find something soon, this whole case will be on the shelf in 2 weeks.
하지만 이에 굴복하지 않고 장관 루스 마틴을 찾아간 그녀는
I risk putting you out there when you're far from 100%.
휴가를 번복해달라고 요구하는데
I know she's still calling you. Why won't you talk to her? If you're asking me to risk my reputation on your behalf, then you can damn well come to dinner.
이에 루스 마틴은 캐서린을 만나달라고 부탁하고 그녀는 이에 응하기로 합니다. 집에 혼자 남은 아델리아는 잠시 생각을 하다가
I'm calling to follow up on those fingernail scrapings you tested for me. Where did the scrapings go?
DNA 검사를 했던 클라리스의 손톱 및 피부 표본을 다시 찾아오죠. 그리고는 혼자서 다시 감식을 시작합니다. 이때 클라리스는 루스 마틴의 집으로 가 캐서린을 만나는데
You dressed for dinner. You look...
I look what?
You look lovely.
그녀가 엄마인 루스 마틴과 있을 때 불편해한다는 느낌을 받죠.
Catherine.
Ma'am.
Can you please be an adult at this table?
No. And with all respect, this is Bill. This is not her.
This is her carrying Buffalo Bill. This is you carrying Bill.
잠시 루스 마틴이 업무를 보러 간 사이
Your father has a kind face.
He passed away.
Mine too.
I found where his mother lives. Buffalo Bill's.
캐서린은 클라리스에게 버펄로 빌의 엄마를 찾아냈다며
I'm going to go see her.
그녀를 만나고 싶다고 합니다.
I appreciate you coming, but I don't think it was right.
때마침 다시 돌아온 루스 마틴.
What is it? What's so funny?
Vintage you. Reminding her she's under your control. And simultaneously reminding me that she's not here for me. She's here because of you.
그녀와 캐서린은 팽팽한 기싸움을 벌이고
You don't get to approve of how I am now. It's my story. And you took it and used it. And now you're trying to take hers.
결국 캐서린이 도망치듯 그 자리를 떠버리고 말죠.
Catherine?
그 뒤를 쫓아간 클라리스.
Catherine, I shot him, and then I reloaded, and then I called in right away.
You think that. Not right away.
What?
I heard a gun. And then I didn't hear any. You didn't call anyone. I heard you crying in the basement. You were crying and you didn't stop until I started screaming again.
No, that's not.
The last thing he said was, "How does it feel to be so beautiful?"
그녀와의 대화를 통해 자신의 기억이 뭔가 잘못됨을 느끼게 됩니다.
You don't remember.
한편 이혼 과정에 있는 폴은
Mandy's been meeting with every divorce lawyer in the district. To lock you out?
양육권을 가지고 아내인 맨디와 소송 준비 중이었는데
This town is small. DC takes care of its own. Mandy's wired in. That's why she's been able to conflict you out of any other option for a lawyer.
DC's Mandy's home turf.
그는 늘 바쁘기에 맨디는 양육권이 자신에게 올 것이라 확신합니다.
Vividly, seeing Mandy pick your kids up from school. It wasn't ideal.
하지만 폴은 음주를 즐겨하는 그녀를 못 믿어했고
I went in to ask about carpool tomorrow, and she won't wake up. I can't wake her up.
Wait outside a sec. Hey, Mandy. Mandy. Mandy.
I didn't want to freak out Alice.
That was good. That was smart. Mom's okay. Never hesitate to page me. You can call me whenever you need to.
자신이 양육권을 갖고 오기 위해 노력하죠.
Starling's DNA results came back with a positive.
이때 DNA 감식을 끝낸 아델리아.
Starling's guy is real. So this someone tampered with the results of the first test?
감식 불가로 떴던 첫 결과는 누군가 조작한 것이었고
We'll keep the circle of people know about this tight and quiet, huh?
실제 결과는 팀원들끼리만 알고 있기로 합니다.
What can I do for you? I need to know if I'm remembering things as they happened.
자신의 기억이 틀렸다는 사실을 알게 된 클라리스는 과거의 기억을 제대로 찾기 위해 다시 최면술사를 찾아가는데
I'm watching him die. How does it feel to be so beautiful?
She was right. No one's coming.
뒤죽박죽 섞인 기억들 속 메릴린 박사의 병동에서 마주쳤던 남자의 얼굴을 기억해내는데 성공하죠.
Sole custody. I'd like to retain you.
그는 바로 폴에게 자신이 양육권 변호를 맡겠다고 제안한 조라는 남자였습니다. 한편 10개월 전 실종되었던 소년 코디 펠프스가 사체로 발견되면서
All right, the only people permitted in this room are the people actively working the Phelps case.
복귀한 클라리스와 그녀의 팀원들은 바쁘게 수사를 시작하는데
Darling.
It's him. It's the guy from Woodhaven with Marilyn Felker.
폴의 책상 위에 있던 조의 사진을 본 그녀가 이 남자가 메릴린과 함께 있던 남자라고 밝히죠.
He's not.
May I ask how you know this guy?
폴은 가정 문제로 자신의 변호를 맡은 변호사이자 가까운 지인이라고 하지만
Weird though. How do you know this guy?
다른 이들은 반신반의하는 듯합니다.
Body, you and I'll stay behind. I'll keep my meeting with Joe Hudlin. You can jump on his tail then.
결국 나뉘어져 수사를 진행하기로 한 그들.
Our investigator thinks we're in pretty good shape based on what he's dug up. You believe your children should be with you because of questions around Mandy's sobriety.
You're not going to sandbag her.
트리패티는 폴이 조를 만나러 갈 때 뒤를 밟은 뒤 그의 일상을 관찰하기로 하는데
Building I just saw Joseph Hudlin Esquire walk into. Lock your lab.
Get out.
So Hudlin's involved with the clinical trials somehow.
끈질기게 따라붙은 끝에 그가 임상실험과 관련 있다는 사실을 알아내는데 성공하죠. 현장에 간 나머지 사람들은 사체를 살펴보고
Killed right after he was taken.
And stashed in a wall.
Or tucked away for protection. Looks like a wound. Looks like someone tried to protect him. Can you run it through your database, see if there's a match?
Cody Phelps.
Send me your stuff.
아이의 DNA 표본을 아델리아에게 전달합니다.
A different victim, a boy in Northwest DC 12 years ago. Traces of the same DNA you found on Cody Phelps.
이를 통해 12년 전 또 다른 소년인 보비의 목숨을 빼앗은 사건의 범인과 이번 사건의 범인이 동일인임을 밝혀내면서
Mitochondrial DNA found at the Cody Phelps scene is a match to DNA found on a murder victim from 12 years ago.
Both victims are 14-year-old boys. Both died of hammer blows to the occipital bone and not a regular hammer. Has a triangle-shaped head. It is the same wound, the same entombment.
Found 2 days later, hidden in a wall in the basement of an abandoned house.
처음으로 현장 수사에 참여할 수 있는 기회를 얻죠.
I want to start with Bobby Larkin's mother, Fran, and the house where Bobby's body was found.
Okay.
보비의 집에 방문해 수사를 진행하던 중 그의 어머니와 어머니의 친구, 삼촌의 DNA 표본을 얻는 데 성공하고
Bobby and I were just getting it together, the two of us, and then...
You knew Bobby too, Mrs.
Oh, Kern. Mary Beth Kern. I lost my first husband when my son was around the same age as Bobby, and... Babe, get her a tissue.
Yeah, I'll get more. The lab got a match on one of your DNA swabs.
표본을 토대로 검사를 진행한 결과
Woman, Mary Beth Kern.
보비 사건의 범인과 어머니의 친구인 메리베스의 DNA가 일치한다는 사실을 알게 됩니다.
Mary Beth said she lost her husband when the son was 4.
Mary Beth moved to DC, but the son, Jerry Jr., he just drops off the face of the earth. No sign of him after DC.
결과에 대해 생각해보던 그들은
It's mitochondrial DNA. It's passed through the mother.
So the DNA could be Mary Beth's or could be her son's.
DNA 검사가 목의 유전자를 통해 이루어졌다는 사실을 기억해내고
And your son? Where is he now?
I don't know where he is. He went with his father.
갑자기 사라졌다는 그녀의 아들을 의심하기 시작하죠.
For God's sakes, babe, can you go quieten those dogs down?
Son, Mrs. Kern, remember when I took your DNA sample back at the Larkins? It matched DNA found at Cody's body and Bobby's.
It's possible it could also be your son's.
You see, ma'am, mitochondrial DNA is the same from mother to child.
이 사실을 메리베스에게 전달하자
I killed them. I killed those boys.
그녀는 갑자기 자신이 범인이라며 자백하지만
Who are you covering for? No, Mary Beth, you didn't.
이는 아들을 감싸기 위한 거짓이었고 두 번째 남편이라고 했던 남자가 사실은 그녀의 아들이라는 증거 사진을 발견하면서
What happened, Jerry? Did Bobby find out about you and your mom?
I had to tell someone because they were just boys without fathers.
You're worried for them.
You didn't want them to have to do the things your mother made you do.
She told me not to tell anyone. She told me that I drove her husband away and that she needed a husband. So
그를 체포합니다.
When a child is sexually abused, a whole part of them dies.
알고 보니 그는 14살 때부터 어머니에게 부적절한 요구를 받아왔고
My child needs friends. Jerry Jr. made friends with neighborhood boys.
제대로 된 어른으로 자라지 못한 그는 아이들을 친구로 삼아 목숨을 빼앗기까지 한 것이었죠.
Told them his secret, and then he panicked. He made them keep it.
Standing work. Just got off the phone with the AG. She couldn't be happier. Well done, ma'am.
That felt real right.
한편 조는 폴에게 전화를 걸어 양육권 문제를 자신이 해결해 줄 테니
I have a lot of information about your wife, your family, your schedules, the comings and goings. I can get you your kids, but pull your team off what went down on the Anacostia River. The 3 dead women.
그들이 파헤치고 있던 사건에서 손을 떼라고 합니다.
Somebody falsified a coroner's report in order to cover up the murder of a suspect in your custody. If somebody's told to look into it, they'll find it really looks like it was you. You'll never get your kids after that kind of thing, and you'll never get them from prison. That's why I found you. I've got the right man, Paul.
Darling, is this your guy? We couldn't snag DNA, but he had a meeting at Lockyer Labs, so he might be tied to the clinical trials.
고민하던 폴은 팀원들에게 조가 시킨 대로 이 사건은 종결되었다며 손 떼라고 하지만
U.S. attorney told us it won't hold up. We're backing off the conspiracy thing.
The River murders.
The River murders are solved. They're in the books. Welligan Felker.
이 말에 클라리스는 반발하죠.
Sir, Joe Hudlin was there when I was almost killed.
Came back early. I'll write it up. Whatever you need.
머리 또한 클라리스처럼 이 상황을 이해하지 못했고
Stallings convinced she saw Hudlin at Woodhaven. Something's not adding up.
It's a dead end.
폴에게 이야기를 꺼내보지만 그는 단호했습니다.
Thank you.
이번 사건을 해결한 공으로 아델리아는 언론에 보도되며 인정받나 싶었지만
And I'll take the publicity. Good for the agency to see a black person up there doing the real work.
상사인 허먼은 그녀를 탐탁치 않아 하며
You think I don't know the value of a little publicity, Map? This is a slippery slope. You're a fine agent. You DNA task force.
I've put my all into learning about DNA, building a database, and applying it to criminal investigation.
그녀가 조사한 자료로 만든 새로운 DNA 전담반 또한 다른 백인 남자를 상사로 앉히면서 그녀를 무시하는 듯한 태도를 보이죠.
A nice catch on the cold case. But when Herman asked me who I wanted to work with me on the DNA task force, your name was the first one out of my mouth.
You're leading the task force. My research funded the task force. I applied for...
Exactly. That's why you'll be my right hand. Do you think you could write up a summary of
all my work?
And once Herman, Phil, and I are up to speed, I mean, your work could really mean something. I mean, this could be a great opportunity.
이에 그녀는 인종차별로 업무에서 배제된 요원들이 모인 모임에 가입하며 그들과 뜻을 함께 하기로 합니다.
Agent Matt, it's about time.
이때 클라리스와 에스키벨은 몇 년째 거대 제약사를 상대로 조사하고 있는 베니타 세이지 검사를 만나 변호사인 조와 연관된 범죄 사건에 대해 이야기해주고
Joseph N. Hudlin, principal at Hudlin and Merriweather, DC fixer.
What about him?
He was present when I caught up with Marilyn Felker.
He's involved with the River murder.
Carolina Savage called me, mentioned Hudlin, wanted to talk Big Pharma if I helped her with some visa problems.
그녀로부터 또 다른 희생자 캐롤리나의 소식을 듣게 되죠.
Yes, suicide, apparently.
캐롤리나의 사체를 조사하던 그들은 검종이에 쓰여있는 히브리어를 발견하고
You're on a student visa sponsored by Global Health Horizon. It's a charity run by Tyson Conway. He's her emergency contact.
그의 측근인 타이슨을 불러 조사하는데
When did this happen? What?
You're her only emergency contact. She had you.
I run a nonprofit.
We bring in med students from impoverished nations from all over the world.
It's called Global Health Horizons.
We train them here
so they can take what they've learned back home. She was our ideal candidate.
I mean, your residency is hard enough as it is. But then a war broke out in her home, Yugoslavia, and it wasn't safe for her to go back. We were trying to get her asylum and bring her husband out here.
뭔가 숨기고 있다는 느낌을 받아
Well, if I know how to read him.
This guy's hard to read, but no alarm bell's going off. Seems shocked.
He knows more. He can tell us more.
따로 그를 만나 몇 가지 물어봅니다.
You said Carolina was married. Does she wear a wedding ring?
Yes. I'd never seen one like it before. She wouldn't have taken that ring off for anything.
그 후 그녀의 결혼 반지를 찾아내는데 성공하고
Carolina's wedding ring. Called the local police, asked them to do another sweep by the bridge, and they found it.
Yeah, but what? She took it off before she jumped?
Well, yeah.
Are you making any progress on those gum wrappers?
They're names of numbers in Hebrew.
That's a bank routing number.
히브리어의 정체가 은행 계좌 번호라는 것을 알아내기까지 하죠.
Thank you.
그녀의 금고를 뒤져보던 그들은
Esquivel?
그녀가 이전에 범죄를 당한 여성들과 마찬가지로 레프리졸이라는 약을 섭취한 것을 확인하고 장애가 있는 아이를 임신한 상태임을 알게 됩니다. 한편 폴은 조를 만나러 가고
Do not call me on my bureau phone.
The firm does want to represent you in your divorce.
Man tries to do me a favor at the same time he's trying to tie me to a cover-up. Stay out of my divorce, Joe.
말로 압박당하면서 위기에 처하나 싶었지만
You must really need me, Joe.
I stop needing you is when it gets bad. It's an honor to represent you, Agent Greller.
몰래 그의 DNA를 얻는데 성공합니다.
I want you to run a DNA test on the saliva on the tip of that pen. Whose is it? Just run it.
팀원들을 아무도 모르게 불러 모은 폴.
Too many ears and eyes up in the bullpen. Joe Hudlin has me in a vice.
You mean extortion? You report this to the ASAC.
I don't trust anyone but our team.
그는 조에게 압박당하고 있다는 사실을 모두 털어놓은 뒤
Hudlin was the man you saw at Woodhaven the night Marilyn Felker killed herself. DNA says you were right. Cuff him, and I'd be happy with that. Or we keep going. Time to everything. Make him pay for all of it.
Let's keep going. We can get more.
아무도 모르게 은밀히 수사를 진행하기로 하죠.
Okay. We tell no one about this. Not the Bureau, nobody. It's just us. Which means if it goes wrong, I might go with it.
그들은 조와 캐롤리나가 어떤 관계인지 수사하기 위해 타이슨을 좀 더 조사하기로 하고
We dug into Tyson Conway, his not-for-profit. Guess who his major donor is?
Conway's dad, founder and CEO of Alaster Pharmaceuticals.
The makers of Reprisol.
The drug Carolina Savage took.
Work Conway. See if he'll give us access to his dad's company.
그를 찾아가지만
I just want to ask a few more questions about Carolina. Did you know the baby Carolina was carrying had birth defects? She was taking a drug her doctor prescribed her called Reprisol. Do you know a man named Joe Hudlin?
Yeah, he works for my father. My dad is Nils Hagen. His company makes it.
Well, I was hoping that you could give us some insight into your father's company.
Growing up, it was just me and my mom. I didn't even know who my dad was. And we didn't meet till I was 14. Look, you're overestimating the amount of insight I have into my father's business.
아버지에게 버림받았다며 아는 정보가 없다고 합니다.
Anyway, when I was 14, my mother got sick. A lung infection, then sepsis, and then she died. And then suddenly he appeared. There he was. I had nobody. And then, honestly, I just don't think I can help you.
머리는 제약회사의 영업사원을 만나 회계 담당자인 사람이 줄리아 로슨이라는 사실을 알아내고
Paycheck has the name of someone from accounting and sales and distribution, Julia Lawson.
에스키벨과 클라리스가 그녀를 만나러 가지만
We wondered if you could answer some questions about the drug Reprisol. You're a senior accountant at Alaster Pharmaceuticals.
Proprietary information. I can't discuss it.
But if you change your mind,
클라리스의 이름을 듣고는 차가운 반응을 보이죠.
they're in a clinical trial for Reprisol. All three had children with birth defects. And when they tried to speak up, they were murdered. If you can help get justice for these women, then please call me.
It concerns me because they told us that women died, Aaron. Am I supposed to unhear that?
I'm sick. People like us don't get those things. Look at our friends. And we have insurance. And we have a house. And those things are dependent on your job if we lose it all.
그러나 줄리아는 클라리스의 말을 듣고 내부 고발에 대해 고민하다가 결국 그녀를 찾아가 회사 기밀이라 자세한 이야기는 할 수 없지만 몇 가지 자료를 넘겨주고
There is a discrepancy in how we paid the CRO. It's all in here.
버펄로 빌에 대해 할 이야기가 있다고 합니다.
That
case, your TV interview, the magazine covers, a story that did a lot of damage for me. Buffalo Bill, I don't know what their story was, but they got labeled transsexual. Psycho skins women, driven mad by transsexual desire. Every headline.
자신이 트랜스 섹슈얼임을 밝힌 그녀는
Overnight, suddenly the biggest story on everyone's minds was that transsexuals were monsters.
버펄로 빌로 인해 스스로를 숨겨야 했다며 자신도 피해를 입었다고 주장하죠.
I have to hide who I am. I could lose my job, my life. People like me don't have a voice. No, but the press were listening to you. And you never did. So I needed to say something now. What your silence can do. I just needed you to know.
그 이후 다시 회사로 돌아온 그녀는 사무실에서 조를 만나는데
Mr. Hudlin.
You are here late. I just wanted to say you're doing great work, Gordon.
그가 자신이 트랜스 섹슈얼임을 알고 있다는 사실을 알게 됩니다.
What did you say?
I said, great work, Julia.
조가 자신의 과거 이름을 들먹이며 돌려서 압박하고 있다고 생각한 줄리아는
Scared the hell out of me.
I'm so sorry, Julia.
Who's my name? My name from before. He was telling me he knew exactly who I was.
Julia brought us all the R&D reports from the stage 2 Reprisal trial.
클라리스를 찾아가 레프리졸 임상시험 결과지를 건네주면서 자신이 도와주겠다고 말하죠.
Here are payouts to Lockyer Laboratories, Inc. That's for the phase 3 Reprisal trial. Here are more payouts a year later.
I'll ask to set it up, scrub the results before the sale. At least they tried something before murdering 3 whistleblowers.
Joe Hudlin is getting an absurdly high percentage of the sale for a lawyer.
So Hudlin stood to gain from faking the trial results.
Definitely.
이때 폴은 이혼 소송을 핑계로 조를 만나
Anything about this woman, Carolina Savage? This crossed my desk, and your name was in connection with.
Maybe you should just do what's asked of. Make it go away.
대놓고 캐롤리나에 대해 물어보자 이 사건도 덮자고 말하는데 그 사이 폴은 방을 훑어보며 그가 인수합병을 추진하고 있음을 눈치챕니다.
Hudlin said he was in the middle of a big acquisition.
It's Alaster Pharmaceuticals in the middle of a buyout.
Why they'd make an old failed clinical trial just disappear. Suddenly a lot of things start to make sense.
머리는 정보를 얻기 위해 또다시 영업사원인 여성을 만나러 가지만
Wait. Hey!
그녀는 목숨을 잃은 뒤였죠.
Tell me you think for 1 minute she paged you 911 and then just decided to take a lethal amount of Reprisal.
무고한 사람을 죽음으로 몰아넣었다는 사실로 죄책감을 가지면서도 정보통을 잃어 수사의 난항을 겪게 된 그들.
I'll go back to Conway.
이에 클라리스는 다시 한번 타이슨을 만나
You want to know who your father is? I think we both want the same thing. I think you spent years coloring in the lines of what little you knew about him. I think your father is associated with some very, very bad people. But I need your help. Everyone I've met on this trail who's crossed with them has paid a price, some with their lives. And I just want to make sure that you don't get hurt.
서로 같은 목적을 갖고 있다는 사실을 넌지시 말해줍니다. 이때 아델리아는 동료와 함께 인종차별로 인한 직장 내 괴롭힘을 고발하기 위한 변호사를 찾지만
I feel invigorated because we have so many that I want to scream.
This is enough, right? For the lawyer?
승소할 수 있는 방법으로 클라리스를 끌어들이려고 하죠.
Starling and I investigated. We took him down together. He was in my cuffs. My DNA research found the guy. Then I got put back on cold case duty. But they put a white male colleague in charge of me, and I have to train him because he knows nothing. My work secured the funding to continue the DNA research.
You'll step up. If you make Louise Starling your lead complaint, I'll take your case. By comparing you two, we hit the FBI where people see. She's the FBI's poster girl. She's tabloid red meat, and I'll win it.
그러나 그녀는 클라리스를 수렁에 빠지게 하고 싶지 않았고
I can't throw her under the bus. She didn't sign up for this.
We all signed up for the same FBI. You are our shot. And if your friend doesn't understand, I'm not sure what you're trying to protect.
그런 모습을 동료는 이해할 수 없어합니다. 집으로 돌아온 그녀는 모든 상황을 클라리스에게 털어놓는데
I'm going to file a racial discrimination complaint against the FBI with the EEOC. You are included in my complaint. Your name will help the suit.
I'm thinking we should be rising on the same tide. I'm sorry.
It never hurt me. The Bureau did. Don't apologize to me. I'm about to ruin your life and the coalition.
서로에 대한 우정은 변함이 없지만 씁쓸한 마음은 숨기기 힘들어하죠.
Hi, this is a message for Catherine. It's Ned.
한편 캐서린은 한때 결혼까지 생각했던 네드라는 친구에게 전화가 오고 그를 만나기로 하지만
What are you doing out here? I thought I could leave the house to meet Ned. I thought I'd make it.
트라우마로 집 밖을 나갈 수 없던 그녀는 집 앞에서 포기해버리고 맙니다.
He abandoned you. Maybe just let Ned be.
Will you take me? Please. I just want to feel normal again.
하지만 가정부의 도움으로 식당까지 오는데 성공하고 마침내 네드를 만나죠.
So nice to see you, Kat. I am so sorry. I didn't know anyone that went through anything like that. I didn't know how to be there for you.
But it's okay.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
No, I would have been better for you. I would have stayed with you.
Well, you're here now. It's okay.
그녀는 이번 만남을 재회의 뜻으로 알아차렸으나
I think I might have given you the wrong impression here.
그는 그런 마음이 아니었고 새로 만나는 여자친구가 있는 상태였습니다.
But I told her that I couldn't commit to anything until I knew you were okay.
Until you were absolved. Now you're here before you attach yourself to someone else, hoping I'll disprove what you already know. This is not a man you can count on. This is not a man.
충격으로 인해 패닉에 빠진 그녀는 갑작스럽게 트라우마에 갇혀버렸고 엄마인 루스 마틴이 데리러 오죠.
I'm here. He told me where to find you. You're okay, sweetheart. Let's go home, okay? We'll go home.
Yes, please.
집에 온 그녀는 이제는 밖으로 나갈 수 있다는 사실에 저번에 클라리스에게 말했던 것처럼 버펄로 빌의 어머니를 만나러 갈 결심을 합니다. 진짜 그녀를 만나러 간 캐서린.
I need to talk to you about your son.
You with the tattler?
No, I just wanted
You
to...
little bitch. Get the hell off my property or I'm gonna call the police. I didn't mean to hurt you. Let me look.
Don't touch me!
그곳에서 작은 사고가 일어나고 버펄로 빌의 어머니는 머리를 다쳐버리죠.
Please don't die. Please don't die.
이때 캐서린이 사라졌다는 사실에 루스 마틴은 클라리스를 시켜 그녀의 위치를 찾도록 하고
Buffalo Bill's mother. She's been gathering information about. Catherine told me she had located Jane Gumm's mother and she might have gone to confront her.
마침내 그녀가 어디 있는지 찾아낸 클라리스는
Give me the address, I'll call it in.
Actually, ma'am, I think I should go. If I go, I can get Catherine out of there safely.
Starling, it's yours too.
홀로 그 장소를 찾아갑니다.
Clarice, bring her home.
Because last time Catherine went missing, you did the same thing. Have you forgotten? Get a backdoor deal with a serial murderer to get information about who took her. We sprung a maniac from confinement where he escaped and eviscerated 2 cops and a paramedic and God knows who else! We did that!
클라리스를 사지로 내몰았다는 사실에 격분한 폴은 루스 마틴에게 맞서 역정을 내죠.
I guys didn't even know she left, much less where she
That
went.
was the point, Paul.
She's my agent. We're not going to do this again, Ruth, risking her life.
I am trusting her, which is something you've never done.
I don't trust her not to get herself killed. Have you ever thought about those cops, Ruth? Make the choices that kept people safe. The only thing either of us wanted to do.
그러나 그녀도 리더로서와 부모로서의 고통과 슬픔이 있었고
Those officers, I have dreams about them. I had no idea that what I was doing would lead to that. I just wanted my little girl back, Paul. I was never the right one for her. I might have been a good mother for someone else, but not her. Do was help her. But every single thing I said and did just made her hate me more.
폴은 그 이야기를 다 들어줍니다. 잠시 후 버펄로 빌의 어머니는 정신을 차리는데
I'm not a reporter.
Wait. You're the senator's girl. You're Catherine.
캐서린이 자신의 아들로 인한 범죄 희생자라는 사실을 알아차리죠.
He went into foster care when he was 2. I pushed him out of my brain until I read about him in the newspaper last year. Same way I know the name Buffalo Bill. I don't! Go!
They leave human beings behind. Like you. With me.
If I could help you, I would.
일촉즉발의 상황에서 때마침 클라리스가 집에 방문하고
Catherine, put the gun down. Let's go home.
Did my mother send you here?
What if she did send her? Your mama. Someone's got to take care of you. And as a stray dog.
Love doesn't always look like we want it to. I know you two are caught up in some hard stuff, but that doesn't mean she isn't standing by you 100%. This is on you, Catherine. not your mother.
버펄로 빌의 어머니는 캐서린이 원하는 대로 그에 대한 이야기를 해주지만
James' daddy didn't like that. He left. I had a job interview, cleaning. James had an earache. I got some cough syrup, and that quieted him. And then I drank the rest. And that's when I realized James wasn't with me for child neglect. I went to jail for 3 months.
You said your parents took him in. He killed them. He killed them both. At 12 years old.
He was so wrong. I just didn't love him right.
He was in 11 foster homes. Some of
I
them.
kept him with me.
There's no telling.
Somebody's fault. He didn't just
Yes, he did.
여전히 캐서린은 트라우마와 슬픔 속에서 발버둥칩니다.
Stole my life. I can't eat. I can't move. I can't love. I can't be who anyone needs me to be. Someone has to answer for it. You came back from that pit. Catherine, don't let him kill you twice.
그런 그녀에게 클라리스가 앞으로 나아갈 수 있다는 희망을 이야기해주며
It's time to move on.
Move on! I could draw his house from memory. You can't remember half your time in that basement. What about you?
You don't have to carry it anymore. You don't have to carry him anymore. It wasn't me. It wasn't you. It was him. You can learn to put him down. I can too.
그녀를 진정시키는 데 성공하죠.
I grew up in an orphanage and I'm nothing like him.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
You take care of him.
버펄로 빌의 과거 이야기를 듣던 클라리스는 자신의 과거를 떠올리는데 전과는 다르게 트라우마 속에 갇히지 않고 의연하게 대처합니다. 그리고 그녀를 경찰에게 넘기며
I'm gonna turn her into the Carneys Point, New Jersey police. But I thought there have to be consequences, ma'am. Making this all just go away is not one of them.
캐서린을 한 단계 앞으로 나아갈 수 있도록 도와주기 위해 노력하죠.
If she were anyone else's daughter, this wouldn't even be a question.
The charge would be assault and trespassing, and I'll push for a fast arraignment and a psych eval.
She needs to know what she's done.
버펄로 빌의 일을 마주하느라 지친 그녀는 최면술사이자 심리상담가인 의사 선생님을 찾아가 트라우마 상담을 받는데
I just want to be a good agent, good officer.
Good officer works alone.
My dad worked alone.
And your mother? She was a hotel maid after your father died. She raised the kids all by herself.
Not this kid. He wanted me gone, so I was gone. I was sent away when I was 9. She wanted my father gone too. Guess she wanted to just be alone.
어린 시절 화내는 엄마를 집에 두고 아빠와 둘이 밤에 밖으로 나갔던 일을 떠올리다가
And I just remember my daddy swooped me up. We got Coke floats. It worked stuff. And I just remember I felt so.
갑자기 어떤 기억이 생각나고
I remember men.
그곳에 남자들이 함께 있었다는 사실을 떠올립니다.
Couldn't see their faces.
Angry mother, a father taking you away from the house. Clarice, are you sure that this story you've been telling yourself is the whole story?
한편 존은 인수합병을 마무리 지으려고 하는데
You all have a packet?
Let's not dick around. We're close to finalizing the merger.
We need a warrant like yesterday. It's going through. Julia's right. It's going to be chaos.
이를 막기 위해 팀원들은 법무부 장관인 루스 마틴에게 모든 것을 털어놓기로 하지만
Going to Main Justice. Time to come clean to the AG. And subpoenas, warrants, indictments. Well, we're there.
We're running a rogue operation. Uncool, Paul.
Concrete.
그녀는 수사 진행을 거부하죠.
This is just the nail in my coffin. And honestly, your girl may have sunk me here by turning Catherine in. I'm under fire from half of Congress. I wish Starling would just do what she was told.
She didn't save Catherine's life the first time by being obedient. Starling's right. And it's costing both of us.
대화가 끝난 뒤 캐서린에게 전화가 온 루스 마틴.
How is it?
It's nice. I know me being here isn't great for you.
In here with everyone, I don't feel lonely or crazy, but it was the right thing.
캐서린의 변화된 모습에 그녀는 감동합니다. 이때 평등고용기회위원회에 항의서를 제출했던 아델리아는 직속 상관인 허먼에게 불려가는데
Glad you're speaking up. This needs a house cleaning. We just let the lawyers talk to the lawyers. Meantime, I want to make sure that our relationship doesn't suffer. I said, Ardelia, I'll let it affect the day-to-day. And we're a team.
그곳에서 이상함을 느끼고
Herman called you Ardelia?
Yeah. called me part of the team.
이를 동료에게 털어놓죠.
I was feeling generous. I'd say he's so far down the rabbit hole, he might even believe his own.
No, it's not us, it's you. Seeing what you want to see. You're interpreting, you're imagining. It counts as a preamble to a whole lot of hell.
한편 인수합병을 진행하며 증거가 될 원본을 없애고 있다는 소식을 전해주는 줄리아.
Demolishing the place practically.
And the raw data, the evidence we need?
Yeah, that's where it would be.
이에 클라리스는 새로운 방법으로 접근하기로 하고.
Tyson Conway believes Hudlin is pulling the strings at Alastair, that he is in Nils Hagen's ear. I want to sit with Hudlin.
Take Esquivel and Tripati.
Sir, it is better if I go alone. Because...
He tried to have you killed. No.
Yes, sir.
Take Esquivel and Tripati or stay behind.
자신이 직접 조를 만나러 가는데
Naomi Myers, a sales representative, was found dead of an overdose of your drug Reprosol.
Can you tell us about her?
There are over 7,400 sales reps, almost all women.
갑자기 타이슨의 아버지이자 회사 대표인 하겐이 그녀를 부르죠.
Mr. Hagen would like to meet with you.
Special Agent Clarice Starling. Do you like art? It's inspired by Alastor himself.
And it's an epithet for Zeus, the god of, well, everything.
And son of Kronos.
Kronos feared his children would usurp him the way he usurped his father. And so he devoured them. Alastair was the only one rescued by his mother.
예술 작품에 대한 이야기에서 타이슨의 이야기로 넘어간 그들.
It's the same kind of miracle.
Your only child.
Everything he shared with you. I would like to know. You've created a space for the two of you, manipulated that space.
Why only the one child, sir? Were you unable to have more? All of Kronos' children except Zeus were dead. Is that why the myth speaks to you?
서로의 심기를 계속해서 건드리고 있는데
Destructive men, these men that you have brought down. Sure you think yourself superior to them? Superior. Form of expression, no impact besides their sad little crime. They are exterminators.
You think the women they killed are bugs?
You define their very existence. You're the most important thing to happen to them. Are the bug that got away.
You named your company Alastair because it was your creation. And then from nowhere comes a real boy. And you must doubt if he's even yours sometimes.
그 사이 줄리아가 폐쇄하고 있는 사무실에 직접 들어가 원본 파일들을 뒤져보던 중 그들이 이번 사건에서 목숨을 빼앗긴 여성들에 대한 정보를 갖고 있다는 사실을 발견합니다. 그녀는 곧바로 머리에게 알려준 뒤
I have it all. A report from Sandra Bishop's OBGYN, Angela Bird's pregnancy test. Alastair knew. They knew everything.
팩스로 자료들을 보내주죠. 그녀를 도와주러 에스키벨이 출동하지만
Just go get them from her before she gets caught.
그 사이 들켜버린 줄리아는 보안실로 이동합니다.
Come with me.
이 소식은 조와 하겐에게까지 넘어오고 하겐이 조와 대화하는 걸 보던 클라리스는
Thanks for the sandwiches, though.
용의자인 웰리그를 암살했던 남자가 그들과 함께 있음을 발견하죠.
Weller's is here too. It's labeled.
I'm leaving you now, Mr. Hagen.
빠르게 밖으로 나간 그녀는 다른 이들과 함께 줄리아를 찾으러 가지만
Security's in the basement.
이미 그녀는 조의 사람들이 데리고 나간 후였고
I'm gonna go get the car.
FBI!
Don't move! Don't move!
일촉즉발의 상황에 조가 나타나 상황을 무마합니다.
There's been a huge misunderstanding. Julia, I'm sorry. Hagen's security team overreacted. So we're finished for now?
Nils Hagen is the man we conjured in the basement, not Hudlin.
실제 범인이 조가 아닌 하겐임을 알게 된 팀원들.
It's so good.
Well, when security started knocking on the door, I pulled them all together and put them in a safe place. I mailed them. Grandma, you'll have everything in 3 to 5 business days.
이때 줄리아가 원본 파일을 얻는 데 성공했다는 소식을 들으며 모두들 진심으로 기뻐하죠.
I'm sorry you and Aaron got caught up in all this.
Funny thing about the truth, once you know it, you can't unknow it. I wouldn't have thought I could do all this.
I would have.
한편 아델리아와 함께 항의서를 제출했던 동료는
I've been promoted.
That's
With a new fingerprint repository
In-
in the boonies. Basically, construction site security.
승진을 핑계로 지방으로 내려가게 되면서 불이익을 받지만
They want to isolate us.
They act as if they're doing you a favor. This is the squeeze.
You tell me when you can't breathe.
Underwater champion of Camp Moose Lock. They can kiss my ass. I'm breathing.
그들은 끝까지 버티기로 합니다. 타이슨에게 전화를 건 클라리스.
I need your help, and please, I'm only asking you because
I would be heartbroken if anything were to happen to you or your company.
그에게 호감을 갖고 있었던 터라 그의 아버지인 하겐의 이야기를 꺼내기가 어려웠고
Something happening to my father? Is he in danger?
아버지를 존경하고 있던 타이슨 역시 그녀의 말을 믿을 수 없어
Don't call me again.
더 이상 연락하지 말라고 하죠. 그날 밤 잠을 자던 그녀는 꿈속에서 왜곡됐던 기억의 일부분을 마주하는데
You know what you need to do, right?
Your daddy's a thief.
자신이 기억하고 있던 것과 부모님이 말해주었던 것 그리고 진실이 다름에 혼란스러워합니다.
You know, we grow up believing the things they tell us to believe, but what happens if you find out you've been building yourself on a lie?
이때 하겐은 루스 마틴에게 전화해
Your team is bringing attention and scrutiny to the sale of my company.
I have never and will never impede the course of justice.
And for Catherine, she had a future. Myla Gum did not press charges. Not mean she never will.
캐서린을 빌미로 그녀를 압박하죠.
I will bend you both until you break. Call it off.
이를 캐서린에게 털어놓는 루스 마틴.
Parties I'm investigating are trying to get at me through you, through the incident with Lila Gum. Subject is politically connected and he has deep pockets.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
No.
They're not the only ones who can play games, Mom.
That's true. I just hate that you're in the line of fire.
I can take the hit, but you need to hit back harder. I'm here. I'll own it. Rather asses, Mom.
그러나 그녀는 강해진 모습을 보여주며 변화하고 있음을 증명합니다. 캐서린의 지지로 전투적으로 변한 루스 마틴의 영장으로
We got the green light to go in, but we need to dig deep to catch the guys at the top. Find the thing that connects Nils to it all.
회사를 급습하게 된 FBI 요원들. 그의 사무실에 있던 예술 작품부터 모든 것을 샅샅이 압류하고 하겐은 체포되죠. 한 시간 만에 풀려난 하겐은 조를 집에 데려다주면서 고맙다고 하지만
Thank you, Joseph. We'll handle it beautifully.
그는 자신이 버림받을 미래가 그려졌고 밤이 되자 실제로 그의 집에 낯선 차들이 몰려옵니다.
It's Joe.
마지막으로 폴에게 전화를 건 그는
What's going on?
I want you to tell my daughters I never did any of the sexual stuff. I never touched any of those women.
I even tried to help Carolina out. I gave her money, a place to stay.
Tell me where you are.
2 young daughters at home. I wanted them to be okay.
Joe.
모든 것을 털어놓은 뒤 스스로 세상을 떠난 것처럼 꾸며져 목숨을 빼앗기고 말죠.
What's going on?
클라리스 팀이 조의 집에 출동했을 때 허먼이 이끄는 아델리아의 팀도 도착해 있었는데
Violent crimes works with local PD here. They called us. They got their signal. He's a major part of a VICAP investigation. I was on the phone with him when he died.
IT! We don't need to watch VICAP kissing the AG's ass. Leave this mess to them.
영역 싸움이 나면서 허먼의 팀원 중 한 명이 그들에게 시비를 걸었고
I guess this is what happens when they let bitches have badges. What'd you say? All right, relax.
Escobar, stand down.
That's right, Agent Taco Bell. Stand down.
What is going on?
Tony, you want to leash your guys?
Eddie!
What are you looking at, sweetheart? Enough Mexican takeout.
분노를 참지 못한 클라리스가 그에게 주먹을 날려버립니다.
Tony, get you guys out of here.
상황을 마무리한 그들은 다시 수사에 매진하는데 꾸며진 조의 유서에는 이번 사건의 범인이 자신이라는 허위 자백이 써 있었고
Financials. We did find evidence that corroborates.
What do we have that ties Hagen directly?
She's building a profile, but other than that, we're coming up dry.
하겐이 실제 범인임을 증명하기엔 증거가 부족했습니다.
We have one move at the most, Paul.
We need more time, Ruth.
So use me wisely.
This is an original Eva Gallows.
예술 작품에 하겐 자신을 투영했을 거라 생각한 그들은 증거 대신 그의 그림을 계속해서 파보기로 하는데
Well, then she probably has an in on his psychology that no one else.
그림 위에 그림을 덮어 그린 것이라는 사실을 깨닫고
There's a long tradition of paintings on top of paintings. Everything glowing up there is biological.
그 아래 혈액 자국이 있음을 알게 되죠.
Edlin hinted at something even darker going on. Said he didn't want his daughters to think he was involved with the sex stuff.
Don't know if it's human.
화가를 불러 자초지종을 물어보던 중
I'd had shows that were well reviewed. Couldn't break through. My professors, they were men. They were all men. Nils Hagen took an interest. He liked my work. I was so hungry. Put me up in this amazing loft.
And controlling?
Yeah, that's a word for it. Wanted children. With me. But I have known since I was 15 that I can't have kids. I told him. He was very angry. One day he just came into my room. He's going to commission me to make him a painting. And then he let me go.
That's how this painting happened.
Whose blood is that?
It's his blood. He'd draw it over days and watch me paint.
모퉁이에 화가도 모르는 그림이 덧붙여 있음을 발견하고
Under the paint?
Where, Esquivel?
He could have added them. Anyone could have.
아델리아를 통해 DNA 감식을 부탁하는데
We need DNA samples.
Sample from the painting. It was fetal tissue.
총 5태아의 조직이 검출되죠.
They all had different mothers, none of whom were in the Bew system, but they all had the same father. Nils Hagen, miscarriages.
For a multi-millionaire, how does someone not notice?
If your kid is bringing over fresh women specifically from war-torn countries. He's from the travel agency that books travel for GHH.
But the women.
Young women under 30.
You're going one way.
Ty said it himself. Half the women he brought over don't have a home to go back to.
알고 보니 아들인 타이슨이 자신의 단체를 이용해 타국에서 젊은 여성들을 데려와 하겐에게 넘기고 있었고
Also tested Carolina Savage's baby. That baby also had developmental issues.
캐롤리나 또한 그에게 피해 입은 여성 중 하나였습니다.
Promised the director that this is the case, but he wants confirmation. Get your therapist to sign that.
한편 동료 요원을 때렸다는 이유로 심리 상담가의 서명을 받아야 하는 클라리스.
His notes your past therapist was concerned about suppressed rage. Still the anger around the past. Maybe memories of your father.
I need to know what I'm missing. What about hypnosis?
Your anger is not in the past, it's in the present.
그녀는 자신의 내면이 계속해서 분노하고 있음을 인정하지 않으려 하지만
We've talked about how your job triggers the emotions of a past trauma. I see how your experience with Buffalo Bill has brought a deeper hurt with your father to the surface. Unprocessed trauma often manifests itself into anger. How will you live without feeling like everything you do is built on it? Because it is not. Why can't you say that you're angry?
상담을 통해 인정할 수밖에 없었고
Why are you trying to sabotage your chances of going back to work today? You are not its prisoner. You are not in its well.
이 과정에서도 끓어오르는 분노를 주체하지 못해
But it seems like you're asking me to supply a memory that you already have. You can decide yourself not to go back to work today. But forcing yourself to go when you're traumatized, well, that's just turning rage on yourself.
Wouldn't sign my slip.
상담가의 말을 듣고는 모든 걸 내려놓고 일을 그만두기로 합니다.
Is all I ever wanted. I was on the path, and then something, I'm seeing red, like a monster, and it won't let me be. I can't do my job.
Go for a run, clear your head. You need to take a minute. Do not quit.
You're a decent man, sir, and a good father. Well, I'm grateful to have gotten some time in your unit. But if I stay, it'll kill me.
모든 짐을 정리하고 가려는 그녀에게
Rebecca?
이번 사건에서 억울하게 목숨을 잃은 내부 고발자들이 고발을 위해 연락했었던 기자 리베카가 찾아오고
I trust you. You were there with me.
I'm sorry, Rebecca.
You change your mind.
앞에 나설 준비가 되었다며 클라리스의 마음을 다시 되돌려 놓으려 합니다.
Just close the book, Agent Starling.
Why are you trying to sabotage your chances of going back? You're asking me to supply a memory that you already have. You already know the truth.
상담가의 말처럼 아빠에 대한 기억이 거의 다 돌아온 클라리스.
You know what you need to do, right?
Your daddy's a coward. Your daddy's a thief. You think I won't do nothing in front of your little girl? I should kill you for sending her. and put her out of her misery for having to carry you her whole life.
집에 돌아온 그녀에게 타이슨이 찾아오는데
Can I come up? I need to talk to you. My father, he knew. I can't live with this. To tell you something.
Give me the background on Ty Conway.
Clean.
And why?
Clarice said Tyson's whole self, actions, non-actions, are built around his father.
They connected. She wanted to help him.
Let's get eyes on Starling now.
Maybe it's because I saw you were still holding on to some things about your father. Because we saw each other.
Remembered some things about my father. He was the best man I ever knew. He was a criminal and a coward.
때마침 그가 용의자라는 메시지가 오면서
To some extent.
빠르게 탈출을 시도하지만 어디론가 잡혀가죠. 옆에 갇혀있는 여성과 대화를 하면서 모든 사실을 알게 된 그녀는
What happens here?
The old man gets us pregnant, and he gives you drugs. We're here to get pregnant. And afterward, the machine.
What happens to the baby?
None of the babies have lived, miscarried, or stillbirths. He had one miracle son. He wants another.
Reza, you talk like a doctor.
You're all med students.
Tyson brought you here.
Demon.
다 같이 탈출하자고 합니다.
When it comes, you will be one of the ones who gets away.
We were moving the girls.
No, disposal.
She's here. I wouldn't have brought her if I knew
I
we were
know,
cleaning.
sign her to the den.
하지만 이때 타이슨이 나타나 그녀를 데려가고
Let's go.
하겐과 대화하게 되죠.
Families, love can blind you. This girl is here for you, to kill. But you are here for me. So you can prove.
그는 타이슨에게 그녀와 자신 중 선택을 하라며 어린 시절 이야기를 들려줍니다.
So what was your hard choice? Not like yours?
Little brother Auguste was born with what we now call a genetic malformation. Found him weeping there. His foreman bring one to work the next day. Were testing children's gas masks. Auguste was sweet. My father loved him. He could not choose.
He made you do it. I was wondering why the Chronosmith felt almost perfect. Want to be the father who devoured, but you are the frightened child, waiting for his turn to be eaten.
클라리스가 사라진 사실을 알게 된 팀원들과 아델리아는
She wouldn't leave these. Not like this. You're a signal.
그녀가 어디에 있을지 찾고 있음과 동시에 하겐을 잡을 증거를 더 모으고 있었죠.
You okay?
Herman wants me at my desk. If I continue working with VICAP, I'll be written up to the SAC with recommendation for termination.
Maybe you should be at your desk.
Maybe Herman should blow it out his ass.
이때 에스키벨이 과거 군대 저격수로 있을 때 한 팀이었던 상사를 찾아가
Just trying to track down a couple buddies.
15K.
Knock it off.
Pow. 25.
그를 압박해 하겐과 클라리스의 위치를 알아냅니다.
You are a dead man. Thanks, Martin.
Locations. I might have that. It's an address in Ivy City.
We go. My team with me.
건물로 들어간 요원들은 그들을 찾으려 하고
We gotta get out.
Children.
Where are the children, Ty?
하겐을 쓰러뜨린 뒤 도망친 클라리스는 태아들을 발견하죠.
My children.
클라리스를 찾으러 가던 팀원들은 여자들을 발견하면서 그들을 탈출시키고 그 과정에서 포리총에 맞아버리죠.
Repeat, Krendler is down. Set medic.
Don't have enough air there. It's still hot.
Clark, it's your body. You have a hostile heading right for you. Sit tight. Go. You're all clear.
서로 타이슨을 설득하던 그들.
Your mother was one of these girls, Ty.
He deceived me and stole you.
Kronos' wife brought Kronos down. Oh, no wonder he needs you to show your loyalty so bad. How did he know to find you? Right after your mother died of a sudden lung infection. Raised you. She loved you until he came and he killed her and took you.
끝내 그는 아버지인 하겐을 쏘는 선택을 한 뒤
Chance for me. You saw me, right?
No, you were in my blind spot. But I see you now.
스스로 목숨을 끊어버립니다. 클라리스는 무사히 구출되었으나 폴의 상태는 좋지 않았죠.
This week on Newsline brings a shocking conclusion to the brutal river murders of CEO of Alaster Pharmaceuticals, Nils Hagen.
하지만 모든 사건의 전말이 세상에 밝혀졌고
Angela Bird, Tess Lottie, and Sandra Bishop hadn't come forward, Reprosol would still be being prescribed.
I ran on a message of fighting a war against the monsters among us.
My office was able to stop Nils Hagen and Alaster Pharmaceutical from committing heinous crimes and destroying more innocent lives.
Lawmakers who took campaign money from Alaster have actively conspired to delay and obstruct this investigation, beginning with Llewellyn Gant and myself.
클라리스가 캐서린을 찾아가면서
I was in here before, after Buffalo Bill. No one visited me. The counselors told me I wouldn't allow it. I have no memory of that. Bill really screwed with my head.
잊혀졌던 엄마의 기억이 돌아와
It's too dangerous. For you, for us. You have to get out.
I haven't seen my mother since I was 10. I have been mad at her for so long. She sent me away from home, first to live with relatives, then into an orphanage. She was just trying to protect me.
사실 엄마가 자신을 보호하려 했음을 깨닫게 됩니다. 한편 아델리아는 자신의 소속이 아닌 타 소속의 일을 도와주었다는 이유로 권고사직 당하고
You work so hard to protect his institution. I wonder if that's what bothers you most about me, that I'm more interested in protecting the people, or is it just because I'm black?
클라리스를 찾기 위해 무력을 행사했던 에스키벨 또한 징계를 받아 경위서를 제출하죠.
I coerced the witness to get the information on Starling. I'll full report. Kid, I made a choice, all right? I made a choice and I'm living with it.
깨어난 폴의 곁을 지키고 있던 클라리스는
Got him. We got him. I'd like to come back if you'll have me.
Sitting you down. 2 weeks minimum. Mandatory.
다시 복귀한다는 말과 함께 2주 동안 휴가를 가게 되면서
Thank you, sir.
엄마를 찾아가는 것을 끝으로 모든 이야기가 마무리됩니다.
Can't pretend the bad things that happened to us didn't happen. We can just try to turn them into something beautiful.
Hi, Mama.
클라리스의 성장과 팀원의 화합 과정을 보여줌과 동시에 흥미로운 사건을 풀어가는 재미가 있었던 드라마 클라리스. 지금까지 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.